are having such a great time. It's a pleasant evening. Paul and his parents are watching a comedy. It's so funny. They're laughing a lot. Lucy and her mom are sitting on the sofa. Lucy is playing with her doll. Oliver is playing with his toy car on the floor. Lucy and Oliver are not watching the comedy. Olivia is in her room. She is sitting at her desk. She is typing on her laptop. Mrs. Clark is leaving now.
Where are you going, honey?
I'm going to the kitchen. I have to make dinner.
I'm coming too. I want to help you.
Mr. and Mrs. Clark are making dinner now. They like to cook together. Mrs. Clark is slicing the vegetables and her husband is frying the food. Dinner is ready now. But Olivia is missing.
Where's Olivia? Paul, please go to her room and tell her we are waiting for her.
What are you doing, Olivia?
I'm writing an email to my friend Amy.
Dinner is ready. Everyone is waiting for you.
I'm sending it now. I'm coming.
The Clarks are having dinner now. They are enjoying it. It's almost bedtime. Paul is going to the bathroom. He is brushing his teeth.
Mom, what are Lucy and Oliver doing? Are they sleeping?
Good morning, Junior 5. After watching this short video, we are going to discuss what is the present progressive. The usages of the present continuous. When do we use present continuous tense? First, we use the present continuous for things that are happening at the moment of speaking. These things usually last for quite short time and they aren't finished when we are talking about them. So, first one, we can use the present continuous when we talk about actions that happen at this moment. For example, I'm working at the moment. It means I'm working now. Please call back as we are eating dinner now. We are eating dinner now. It means we do this now. Jolly is sleeping. It means Jolly is sleeping right now. The second use of present continuous is for other kinds of temporary situations, even if the action isn't happening at this moment. So, last week we said this present simple, we can use the present simple when we talk about the permanent situation. So, present continuous, we use the present continuous to talk about temporary situations. John is working in a bar until he finds a job in his field. I am reading a really great book. She is staying with her friend for a week. So again, John is working in a bar until he finds a job in his field. It's a temporary situation. I'm reading a really great book. It's a temporary action. She is staying with her friend for a week. It's a temporary situation or it's a temporary action because she is staying with her friend for a week, not for long time or forever. The third use of the present continuous is the future arrangements. In this case, we have already made a plan and we are pretty sure that the event will happen in the future. For example, we are going to the beach at the weekend. It means I'm sure I'm going to go to the beach at the weekend. Second, I'm leaving at 3. I'm traveling to Cairo tomorrow. I'm traveling to Cairo tomorrow, for example, it means I have already booked the ticket and I have already told my family, and I have already packed my bag and so on. Okay, it means I'm sure I'm going to travel to Cairo. So now, how can we make the present continuous tense? How can we form the sentence in the present continuous tense? For the positive form, what should we do? Am, is, are. So when we put am and when we put is, when we put are, am with I, is with he, she, or it, are with you, we, they. After am, is, are, we put ing to the end of the verb. To the end of the verb. Now, I want to know how can we make any sentence in the negative form in the present continuous. The negative form is by adding or by putting not to the end of verb to be. I am not sleeping. You are not playing. He is not reading. She is not working. It is not raining. We are not cooking. They are not listening. And this is the short form. When I say, I'm not sleeping, you aren't playing, he isn't reading, and so on. Okay? And don't put M in apostrophe D. No, it's wrong. It's not. Okay? What are the spelling rules of adding ing? What can we do? Does any verb we put ing to the end of it? Is it right? Let's see. The general rule is adding ing into a verb. For example, she isn't feeling very well. We just put ing. He is working. We just put ing. The children are sleeping. We just put ing. But we have some exceptions when we put ing. The first one, if the verb ends in an e, if the verb ends in e, we cross e and put ing. For example, people are living longer now. So we cross e and put ing. We are making, make, M-A-K-K-E. So we cross E and put ing. He's taking, we cross E at the end of the verb, take, there is E, but we crossed it and we put ing. So when the verb ends in E, we cross, remove the letter E and add ing to the end of the verb. The second case, if the verb ends in consonant, vowel, consonant, we double the final consonant and add ing. For example, we are planning a surprise party for our teacher. Plan, it ends in CVC, consonant, vowel, consonant. We call it CVC. So what should we do? Plan, N, it's C, A, it's V, L, it's C. So it's CVC. So we double the last letter, N, then put ing. I think I'm getting a cold. Again, get, G, E, T. So it's C, V, C. That's why we double the last letter, T, then put ing. What is the third exception? We don't double the final consonant when the verb ends in W, X, Y, and Z, and when the verb ends in ER. So I know I told you to double the last letter when the verb ends in C, V, C letters. But if the verb ends in W, X, Y, and Z, or ER, even it's CVC, don't double the last letter. Never double the last letter. Okay? For example, he is fixing his bike. Fix. F-I-X. It's a CVC, but because it ends in X, never double the last letter, just put I-N-G. We are enjoying this great weather. Enjoying Y-O-J. So it's ends in Y. In the present simple, we crossed Y and put IES. No, here leave Y in peace and put ING. It's snowing outside. What about this? Snowing. It's snow, it ends in N-O-W. It's C-V-C, but it ends in Y, so never double the last letter, just put I-N-G. I'm offering you a special deal. Offering, offer ends in ER. I know it ends in CVC, but it ends in ER, so never double the last letter, just put ING. He is now suffering the consequences of his actions. Suffering, it ends in FER, it's a CVC, but it ends in ER, so never double the last letter, just put ING. I wonder what he is whispering in her ear, ends in PER, CVC, but it's ER, so never put never put the or doubled, just put ING. If the verb ends in IE, and it's the third exception, if the verb ends in IE, we replace the IE to Y, then put ING. For example, we have the verb lie, L-I-E. What should we do? Cross IE and put Y, then put ING. So we replace any verb like lie, die, tie, just replace IE to Y, then put ING. Lying, dying, tying. Question 4. The question 4, we have two forms of the question form, yes or no question. The first one, just start with is or are, and we know when we should start with is when when the subject is he, she, or it, and start with are when the subject is you, we, and they. Then put ing to the verb. So you should start with are or is, then the subject and the verb plus ing. Are you studying now? Is he working? WH questions. For WH questions, just put the question word at the front. Just put the question word at the front, and it will be the same like yes or no question. Am, is, are you studying now? Are you studying now? We put what to what are you studying now, and the same structure, the same order. As for present simple, we had the adverse frequency and we had time expressions. So in present continuous, we have some time expressions and some keywords. For example, now, look, listen, at the moment, at present, hush, stop, be careful, watch out, today, tonight, this and those. When you find one of those words, so it means the sentence is in the present progressive or in the present continuous tense. Thank you.